All right, let's talk about something that's probably all too real for a lot of us, the ADHD tax. If your brain is wired a little differently, you've probably had that sinking feeling of money just disappearing. You know it's gone, but you can't figure out where it all went. Well, today, we're going to find those little financial leaks and plug them up for good. And the best part, we're going to do it with some super simple, set it and forget it automated systems. So, $1,600. What's that about? Well, that's the average amount of money people with ADHD lose every single year. And no, we're not talking about money you spent on fun stuff like a cool vacation or a new gadget. This is money that just, poof, evaporates.
I'm serious. You didn't even get to enjoy spending that $1,600. It just vanished into thin air through all these little forgotten costs. It's literally like taking a big wad of cash and just tossing it straight in the garbage. Ouch.
This is what we call the ADHD tax, and you know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you? It's that $35 late fee on a credit card because who even knows what day it is? It's the gym membership you swore you'd use this year, but haven't. It's that fancy organic spinach that's now basically a science experiment in the back of your fridge. These are all those hidden costs that come from having a neurodivergent brain in a financial system that, let's be honest, was not built for us.
So the big question is why? Why does this keep happening? And I want to be super clear about this. It is not because you're lazy or bad with money. This is not a character flaw. It's just biology. It all comes down to how our brains handle something called executive function. And honestly, the second you really accept that, you can let go of the guilt and start building systems that actually work for your brain. Okay, this analogy is just perfect. Think of your brain's executive function like an air traffic controller in a tower. In a neurotypical brain, that controller's on top of it, organized, focused, landing all the planes smoothly. But in an ADHD brain, well, our controller just saw a really cool bird fly by the window, while 3 jumbo jets are circling and trying to land all at once. It's chaos, right? And that chaos is why it's so hard for us to plan for or even trust our future self.
And listen, the stakes for missing one of those landings, like a bill payment, are ridiculously high right now. Credit card interest rates, the APRs, are through the roof, often around 25%. So forgetting one payment isn't just a late fee anymore. No, it's a massive interest charge that can snowball like crazy.
This brings us to the first and maybe the most important rule of ADHD finance. Never, ever trust your future self to remember. You know the drill. You think, oh yeah, I'll pay that bill on Friday. But then Friday comes, something way more interesting pops up, and that bill just evaporates from your mind. The lesson here is simple but so powerful. We have to take our memory out of the equation entirely.
So how do we do that? How do we stop relying on our brains to remember? Well, let's start with a fix you can literally do in the next 10 minutes that could save you hundreds of dollars this year. Seriously, this is your very first step to building a financial safety net.
All right, you ready? Pull out your phone and open your banking app. Right now. First thing you're going to do is find AutoPay and set every single one of your credit cards to automatically pay the minimum balance. Just the minimum. This is your shield. It protects you from late fees and dings to your credit score. Okay? Step 2, find alerts and set up a low balance alert. Tell your bank to shoot you a text if your account ever drops below, say, $200. This is your alarm system to stop those awful overdraft fees. And boom, just like that. In less time than it takes to brew a cup of coffee, you've built a protective fence around your money. By taking just those 2 simple steps, you've potentially saved yourself up to $500 in fees for this year alone. See, it's all about progress, not perfection.
Okay, so the safety net is in place. That's huge. Now, let's level up and build a stronger structure. The next phase of automation is all about creating a firewall for your money, making it basically impossible to accidentally spend the cash you need for important bills.
This little trick is an absolute game changer. It's called the 2-account trick. All you do is open a second free checking account. Account A is now your bills-only account. Your paycheck gets deposited there, and all your automated bills get paid from there. Then you set up an automatic weekly transfer of your allowance over to account B, your spending money account. And here's the magic part. When account B is empty, you're just done spending for the week. No more mental math, no more accidentally spending your rent money. So, while we're stopping all the leaks, let's also make sure the money you do have is actually working for you. This is where a high-yield savings account, or an HYSA, comes in. These things are a powerful tool right now. They basically pay you way more interest than that dusty old savings account at your big bank. And the difference is just wild. I mean, look at this. If you have $3,000 just sitting in a traditional savings account, you might earn about 30 cents in an entire year. 30 cents.
That same $3,000 in a high-yield account could earn you $150. That's free money, just for choosing a better parking spot for your savings.
But here's the secret to making this work for an ADHD brain. You have to open your high-yield savings account at a different bank than your main checking account. Why? Because if you don't see that savings balance every time you log into your banking app, you'll be far less tempted to spend it. We are literally hacking our own brains here, turning that classic out-of-sight, out-of-mind challenge into our financial superpower.
Look, you're going to mess up sometimes. We all do. You'll still make an impulse buy or forget to cancel a free trial. And that's okay. The goal here isn't to become some perfect financial robot. The goal is simply to build a system that makes you better off than you were last year.
So if you remember one thing from all this, let it be this. You don't need more willpower. You just need better systems. This is not about trying harder or having more self-control. It's about designing a system that works with your brain, not against it. And by automating your finances, that is exactly what you're doing.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Whether it was a mountain of late fees, a forgotten subscription that ran for years, or something else entirely, what's the most expensive invisible tax you've ever paid? Because just recognizing it, that's the first step to making sure you never have to pay it again.